Hey guys, how's it going? Cartoon Carl here, back again with another how-to VR video. The series, which is really an excuse for DaigoNet to take a day off, where I get to go and make more of a deep dive into how things work in VR. So where's DaigoNet? I don't know. Off doing whatever it is Daigo does when he gets some time alone with a little head, I guess. Anyway, they asked me to step in and do this video here for House of the Dead Scarlet Dawn in VR. Now, this is not as straightforward as other UEVR games have been to date. But don't worry, we'll go through it step by step. Alright, so assuming you know how UEVR works, we're going to skip ahead a little bit. If you want to get House of the Dead Scarlet Dawn, or indeed other arcade titles that run on the Unreal 4 or 5 engine, in VR it is now entirely possible, albeit with a few hoops to jump through. So here we go. First thing you need is the emulator Technoparrot. And for a more in-depth guide on how to set this up, you can check out our video, link in the description. Now, unfortunately, I cannot tell you where to get the game files. That's highly illegal. And as we mentioned in the previous video, it's a gray area because we're talking about video game preservation here, not piracy. Anyway, that's a topic for another day. I can't tell you where to get those game files, but a bit of Google foo, and you'll be able to get that yourself. Alright. So once you have the game files downloaded, in your Technoparrot menu, go to Add Game. Just add it. That's it. Alright. Now onto the setup. You're going to need 2 additional programs here. Because unlike what you might think, it's not as simple as running the game and then running UEVR and then everything's just going to work. Unfortunately, it's not. There are some issues when it comes to the handshake between Technoparrot and UEVR, so you need to use some other programs to get around that. So first on the list is OpenVR2Key. Go ahead, link in the description, download it. And secondly, OpenTrack. Alright, so go ahead. Start up your Steam VR. Make sure your headset and controllers are tracking. Okay. Go ahead and open up OpenVR2Key. And remap the buttons as we have here. As you can see, we've got trigger mapped to numpad 1, etc, etc. Just follow the on-screen guide. Basically, we're remapping buttons to numpad 1, 2, 3, and 4. Alright? Now, open up your OpenTrack. Make sure Steam VR tracking is enabled. Hit the drop-down menu and choose Right Controller. This is going to make your right controller emulate the mouse, which is the input we're going to use. Alright, head back over to your Technoparrot. Go to Game Settings. Make sure the settings look like as we have them here. Alright, exit that. Go to Controller Setup. Okay. Using your motion controller, bind the keys. Okay, bind them as we have them. The reason we have to do this workaround is that UEVR does not work out of the box with Technoparrot, so you need to go through these extra hoops. Alright, you all set up? Press OK. Now you've got your buttons mapped and your controller tracked in Technoparrot. Go ahead and launch the game. Now launch UEVR and inject it. Because the controllers are tracked, outside of UEVR there may be some conflict. So it is best to use the keyboard shortcuts when navigating UEVR's menu. Be sure to set your standing height, standing origin, and recenter. All other settings are up to you. We don't really change too much of anything. Alright, and once you're in game, you'll see that everything is tracked and working as intended. cannot really remap anything in terms of getting DUI to follow your vision, using controller tracking within UEVR, as that just seems to break everything. Now, 6DOF controller tracking, we were able to spoof. As in, we were able to get a gun to attach to your controller. However, this change is not persistent, so when you load in a new area, your gun is gone. Yeah, so each new area you have to redo those steps. Now it is possible, and you can see it on screen here, but it's a pain in the butt to do it every time you load a new area, so we don't do it. But if you wanna, just follow the steps on screen now, and you'll be able to get it up and running yourself. But as I say, it's a pain in the ass. It's not really worth it. So alright, that was our quick and dirty guide on how to get House of the Dead, Scarlet Dawn up and running with UEVR. And as you can see, you have full 6DOF head tracking. You can freely look around the world. However, it is still a light gun shooter. Still a lot of fun to be had. Can we get other arcade titles? Absolutely, as long as they run an Unreal Engine. The steps we've outlined here should work for those also. Alright, yeah, not really good at the outro bit. That's usually Daigo's thing, but I don't know, liking, subscribing, that seems to be good. TikToks and social media following, yeah. I don't know, you guys, see y'all in game. Your light game.